Alright, today we're going to do some air layering. Now I have these air layering balls that I got from Amazon, and I know there's a lot of different ways you could do this. You can use any kind of plastic bag. I've seen people use old butter containers. There's a lot of different ways online you could do this, but since I have these air layering balls, I'm going to use them. So right now I have this sphagnum peat moss that we're trying to rehydrate right now. It's in the mix of absorbing some of this water. It's going to be a while before it absorbs up, so we'll keep working on that. It's going to take a little bit, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pack them into this. So what you also need is a little bit of alcohol. Remember, we want to clean our. This is my utility knife that I'm going to use for girdling the branch that we're going to use, and it should be an upright branch. It should be roughly anywhere between 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch in diameter. It can be bigger, but these are only good for 1/2 inch. So, and then what we're going to do is on each one of these little air layering balls is they have this little latch right here. I don't know if you can see that there. There's a little latch that holds it together, right? And there's another way of doing it where you can put the string and wrap it around that way. You can go through the holes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some electrical tape, and I'm going to hold that together, and then I'm just going to use some electrical tape to keep it together for a couple of months. So I also got my pruning shears just in case we need them. So I always keep them around because man, are they ever helpful. So we're going to try and get a couple of them done today, and then hopefully next week or the week after, within that next 2 weeks, I'm going to be putting out, I have I believe 40 of them, or excuse me, 20 of them. No, I think there's 40 of them. There's definitely 40, and I was hoping to get 40 of them going, but that's a lot of work. And the key word to doing air layering is patience. Some things do easier than others. I'm going to try it on my cherry tree first, and then we'll see how it goes, and then we'll move on from there, because I got to find the perfect stems to use. And I did a lot of pruning in the winter time or last fall, so that I don't really have a lot of them, so except for the cherry trees, which do have the seems like there's a perfect spot for me to do it, but I'll show you when we get down there. I also have some rooting compound, which isn't really necessary, but can't hurt. And if it can't hurt, and it's gonna, even if it adds a 1% chance that it's gonna get more roots on it, or even get roots at all, I'll take it. I'll take it, because they say there's like a 90% chance that by air layering it should work. It depends on what tree exactly, but you'd have to look that one up for me. I'm going to do the cherry tree. There was some on my line on one of my groups that I'm on in Facebook about air layering lilacs. Now, certain trees and certain plants don't need air layering. Some just are better as a cutting. For example, grapes are really good as a cutting. Figs are good as a cutting. And then when you're looking at something like, say, for example, the lilac, it has a tendency to shoot out root shoots. So if you just cut that nice big root ball, which I showed you in one of my last videos there, they're doing really well. And as long as you get a big enough root ball, I don't have any leaves shriveling up or dying or anything like that. They're all perfect. So they're real easy to kind of just steal from the ground, which is another thing. Like, I believe blackberries can do that, or you can use a tip layer, which is basically just taking the long branch and put the tip right into some clean soil or a pot or something, and pot that. There's also, for example, strawberries are very easy to propagate because they send out little runners, and you just take that runner and poke it in another pot with some dirt in it, and then in about 2 weeks you have roots. You just snip it off, you have another strawberry plant. So again, I could go on forever about certain plants, but we're going to stick with the air layering. We're going to get some of this sphagnum peat moss. It's starting to absorb now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get it all nice and wet, and then we're going to squeeze it out. And we only want it to be moist, not wet. So like that. That's kind of like no water's coming out, but it's holding together. So that's what we want. So we're just going to wait for that to happen, and then we're going to fill up the ball. So just stay with me, and we'll come back. All right, so our sphagnum moss has really absorbed a lot of this water. So we're going to take a look for some dry spots. You gotta get it in there, get that ball, squeeze it out, get that water right out of there, and that's it. That's all you got to do. Take your little ball here and put some in there and there, And we're just going to flatten it out a bit more, just like that. And we're going to leave it. So we'll just pack that in there, just like that. Get her nice and packed in there because it's good. Again, you want it moist, not wet. So basically that's it. So I'm gonna do 4 of them. I'm gonna try and find 4 of them today. But again, I'm gonna squeeze it. See all that water that came out of there? That's it. You don't have to, squeeze it right out. I mean, you just want it so that it's not like, that's it. It's like a sponge, this stuff. That's why it's a little bit better than peat moss, because peat moss is, I don't know, but they say sphagnum peat moss is a little bit better. Again, we're going to pack that into that little ball, and that's it. And we're going to do that 4 times. That's pretty simple stuff, and I'll save this for next week, or maybe even tomorrow if I have some more time. I'll do a little bit more. I mean, again, this is about timing too, right? Got to get these videos done, but I also got to get some work done as well. Yesterday I spent all day cutting the grass, and got a flat tire, so I had to fix the tractor. Got a haircut, pick up some gas for all the vehicles. You know how it is. Just everything and everything. Again, real simple. Put it in there, pack it in, get that water out of there, and that's about it. Clear off the edges, pump it in there, and we're good to go, really. So, and that's about it. So we're going to take them down to the food forest, and then I'll show you the next step, which is girdling. Alright, so we're at the cherry tree right here, and what we're going to do is, I don't have a long enough tripod, but I'm going to have to try and hold this and show you what I'm going to do. Now, if you zoom out a bit, I don't know if you can catch that, but this is one whole branch here that is coming down in through the center. So we're going to want to open that up this year probably, and I'll probably start a new scaffolding right here. So this one and this one will become the new bowl. So this will be the new dead center right here. So, and then we'll use this one here as well as it goes out, and we'll probably cut this back so that it shoots out to the side. So an outward facing bud or branch. But this is a perfect branch anyways. We have a couple of good candidates here. Now I just wanted to kind of show you, when you look up here, you see it's green. That's this year's wood. When you get down a little lower, when it starts turning brown, that's last year's wood. That's the 1 year wood that you want right here. So yeah, that's definitely the stuff right there. So that one, this one, and then this one over here. We're gonna try these 3. We might even try this 4th one, but it's got a cherry on it, so I didn't want to mess with it. I might just grab one from on this side as well. So stay tuned. Right now, actually, never mind. Let's just get to it, and I'll show you what you want to do. Where's my blade there? Okay, so we're going to put the ball right around one of these nodes, right? Just underneath the node. Let me get my blade on there. I got to get a good picture. There we go. Okay, so we're going to cut from here to there, roughly about 1.25 inches, and we're going to girdle that all the way around, and then we're going to put a slit all the way down one side and peel that bark back, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, you can see I got a little bit of a jacket there, and we're just going to peel that back, peel it all the way around, just like that, and then you should end up with a little jacket. We'll get rid of that because we don't need it. And now you can see how right here, we're just going to clean it up, and we're going to scrape this with our knife, and we're going to scrape that layer of cambium that may be still left over, because it'll be transporting water to the next branch, and what we want it to do is produce roots as opposed to trying to fix itself. Okay, so now we're just going to scrape that off, and then we're going to put the ball on. Alright, so we've got our air layering ball in, and that's 1. We're going to get 4 more in this weekend because I have a few things I want to do before I take off for the week. But now you can see, pretty simple. Throw a little moist dirt in there, cut that cambium off, or cut that bark, that little sweater off, and then wait and see. It could take up to about 3 months to root this. So if we see roots sticking out the bottom, we know we're done, but we'll be checking on it once in a while to make sure that it's got enough moisture in there. Patience. Okay, so we got one in there. It's right there. And then we put two more over here because I just thought it was a better view, or a better branch. I was looking for more upright branches. So that's what I found, kind of upright branches. And then I put one over here on the other cherry, which was another upright branch. Again, these are branches that I probably would prune because I don't want the branch from this side going this way. I want it to go out like a vase. So again, there's gonna be a lot more growth to be done before I can really get these all into shape. And this year I think I'm gonna really lay back on the pruning. I've done enough for the last 2 years. I'm gonna let them grow and then do another good prune the following year. So that's about it for the week. I hope you learned something there. I kind of did. On this one here, I did put some rooting powder on, and the one in the first one I didn't. So we'll check later on when we update to see if one worked better than the other. And that's about it. So I'm just playing around in the food forest here. I got to take off some suckers and just trim a few things here and there, a few small chores, clean up some branches, and then I'm heading home. So you guys have a safe week, and we'll see you next week, okay?